Is this the beginning of their broken relationship? Taehyung suddenly comes out of Jungkook's live, leaving millions of ARMY speechless. What exactly did Jungkook say when he covered his mic? Was Taehyung really so offended that he chose to leave? HYB finally speaks, but are they telling the truth? Taehyung is going away? The reaction after Jungkook's exit from live confused the ARMY. What really happened between Taehyung and Jungkook that night? Why did a moment that was supposed to be warm and joyful for the ARMY actually turn into a series of big question marks, emotional rumors, and waves of anxiety that hit this biggest fandom in the world? Live that night began, as usual. Jungkook, with his trademark smile, greeted ARMY warmly through a live broadcast on the Weverse platform. He seems relaxed, carries his characteristic energy, and spreads cheerfulness as he used to do. However, in a matter of minutes, all changed. Taehyung, who initially appeared as a sweet surprise in the middle of the broadcast, was suddenly silent. His gaze changed, his face stiffened, and without saying much, he stood up and go. Just like that. Leaving Jungkook and millions of viewers in a frozen state. What made Taehyung do that? The live recording is now the subject of heated discussion on various social media platforms. Many noticed one crucial moment that seemed to be the trigger. When Jungkook, with an expression that suddenly turned serious, covered his mic and whispered something to Taehyung. No one knew for sure what he was saying, but Taehyung's expression couldn't be hidden. His eyebrows rose, his eyes narrowed. He looked at Jungkook in disbelief. Then it's gone. The quick reaction from fans shows how strong the emotional bond between ARMY and the BTS members is. Many immediately feel devastated, anxious, and even angry. Some blame Jungkook. Some are trying to defend. But one thing is for sure, the moment scratched something in the hearts of many. What did Jungkook really say that night? Why is Taehyung so hurt? Is this a sign that their relationship is not as harmonious as it seems on camera? The questions echoed, and HYB, who is usually slow to respond to internal controversies, moved quickly this time. In the official statement, they claim that the incident that night was just a misunderstanding. They said that Jungkook was conveying something related to his personal schedule and did not mean to offend anyone. However, is it really that easy? If it was just a misunderstanding, why did Taehyung's face look so hurt? Why didn't he come back, even after the broadcast was over? Why didn't he upload any clarification until the next day? Even just an emoji like he usually does when he wants to relieve tension. Some fans claimed that they saw Taehyung come out of the broadcast building with a grim face. An unofficial source even said that he refused to talk to the staff and immediately got into the car without saying a word. The news makes speculation grow even wilder. Some say Jungkook may have mentioned something sensitive about their past. Others believed that Taehyung had long harbored emotional wounds and that night's words only fueled what he had long endured. If we go back to the dynamics of their relationship so far, it is undeniable that the chemistry between Jungkook and Taehyung is something extraordinary. However, behind the smiles and warm hugs in front of the cameras, who knows the small wounds that may be hidden? The world of entertainment is not always what it seems. And inside BTS, even though they are known to be very close, they are still human, with egos, feelings, and possible conflicts that they have been covering up for the sake of maintaining harmony. Did I ask this the first time they fought? Of course not. An insider from one of the former staff revealed that this is not the first time there has been tension between the two members. In fact, there was one time when they didn't talk to each other for a whole week on tour. But at that time, these events never appeared to the public. Now, for the first time, a moment of emotion is captured live, and the whole world is watching it in real time. Some ARMY with observant eyes even break down the broadcast moment second by second to find clues. One fan account with more than 2 million followers showed footage of Jungkook biting his lip and staring blankly at the camera after Taehyung left, as if he realized that something was wrong. It was as if he wanted to go back in time and undo whatever he had said. Why is Jungkook covering his mic? This question becomes the biggest mystery of all. If what he said was something that didn't mean any harm, why should it be hidden from the public? Why not let the ARMY hear for itself? Or precisely because he knew that if the ARMY heard, everything would be worse. To this day, speculation continues to roll in. Some began to associate it with old rumors of a conflict of opinions in the selection of solo songs, or even a small jealousy rooted in the individual projects of each of them. But what was most surprising was when an insider account on a Korean forum posted that Jungkook was actually trying to warn Taehyung about a growing issue, and his way of delivering was too direct, making Taehyung feel degraded in public. If this is true, is Jungkook wrong for trying to protect, albeit in a rude way? What about Taehyung? Should he be more open and not just walk away? HYB called this incident just a small misunderstanding and asked fans not to exaggerate it. But the statement did not ease the curiosity that burned many of the ARMY. They want an explanation. They need peace. Because for ARMY, Jungkook and Taehyung aren't just idols. They're symbols of friendship, strength, and comfort. If two people who are so close can crack because of a short sentence, what does all the memories they've built together mean? As of this writing, Taehyung has yet to make a statement. Jungkook remained silent, only appearing occasionally through short stories that did not touch the issue at all. ARMY split. Some remain supportive, some are beginning to feel disappointed. But perhaps the most painful is this uncertainty. Because the biggest wounds often do not come from the conflict, but from the silence afterwards. Will we see them together again soon? Will they look at each other with sincere smiles as before? Or is this the beginning of a distance that can no longer be bridged? That night, one inaudible sentence changed everything. And the world is still waiting. An explanation, a hug, or maybe a recognition that not all wounds can be healed by time. The next morning, the fandom world was still silent. The hashtags #WhereIsTaehyung and #WhatDidJungkook have been trending globally for more than 24 hours. Not only that, the international fanbase began to gather signatures to demand a more honest explanation from HYB. All of this shows one thing that cannot be ignored. The ARMY feels lied to. And when love turns into suspicion, anything can burn. The question then grew larger. Is all the content we watched just fake? Did the warmth they displayed in front of the camera actually not represent reality for a long time? Some fans began to bring up moments from the past, trying